Tonight, a report on when people can meet the Moses Lake City Manager finalists, and hundreds of people walk to end Alzheimer's. What's happening in sports, Bob?
Basin High School football action and plenty of it. Here's a quick peek at our Weather Center forecast.
I'm meteorologist Mike Sines. Drier and mild conditions are outside right now, but these clouds are going to start hugging the coastline. When is it that we could possibly see showers in our 7-day outlook? I'll let you know coming up.
I'm Amber Jinks, and we have all this and much more on iFIBER 1 News.
From the iFIBER 1 HD studio here in the heart of the Columbia Basin, this is iFIBER 1 News. Your #1 source for local news, sports headlines, and our very own Weather Center forecast covering the entire Columbia Basin. This is iFIBER 1 News, and it starts now.
People can meet the 5 finalists for Moses Lake City Manager on October 1st. Moses Lake officials released the names of the finalists after the City Council and consultant Greg Prothero narrowed it from the 39 applicants last week. The public is going to have a chance to speak with the candidates at a reception on October 1st between 7 p.m. and 8:30 p.m. at the Moses Lake Civic Center. Employment interviews are scheduled from October 2nd, and a finalist is expected to be announced the same day. The finalists include a city manager released from Glenwood Springs. Colorado did not renew his contract, one fired by City of Medford, Oregon. The Moses Lake American Legion Riders held a ceremony on Friday to remember missing and imprisoned soldiers. Reporter Cameron Prubert was there and has the story.
Members of the Moses Lake American Legion Riders remembered missing and imprisoned soldiers Friday morning. The riders and members of the American Legion Post gathered next to Nepal Park for National Prisoner of War and Missing in Action Recognition Day. Pat Hanford, the American Legion Riders Director for Moses Lake, said the event is aimed at remembering prisoners of war and soldiers who are missing in action. The Legionnaires hold the ceremony every year on the 3rd Friday of September. Richard Rader, the Post chaplain, said the event is important to the families and the soldiers who are prisoners to show that they aren't forgotten. For iFIBER 1 News, this is Cameron Probert reporting.
Quincy area firefighters are getting new air tanks and breathing apparatuses after receiving a federal grant. Grant County Fire District 3 recently received a $427,000 grant from the Department of Homeland Security. The grant allows the district to replace the 64 air packs stored on their vehicles. The new mask and compressed air tanks are replacing equipment that is more than 10 years old. Lieutenant Dale Heel said the current equipment was working, but it didn't meet the new safety standards. A portion of the new standards involve how well the breathing mask can handle the heat. The new mask can withstand higher temperatures longer. The new equipment features a smaller air cylinder, which is able to store more air and is lighter. School overcrowding, Common Core, and year-round school were among the topics discussed at the first community forum for the Moses Lake School District. Reporter Devin Higgins was there and has the story.
The Moses Lake School District held its first community forum of the 2015-2016 school year at Lakeview Elementary School. About a dozen parents, citizens, and children met with board members Connie Pikins and Kevin Donovan, as well as Superintendent Michelle Price and Assistant Superintendent Josh Meek, to address concerns and ask questions about the district's future. The open forum allowed for conversations ranging from Common Core learning to standardized tests, new bus schedules, and both proposed year-round multi-track schedule, and if the district is running a construction bond again next year.
We watch the enrollment numbers. I mean, it's a constant conversation, and we know that we're okay 16-17 next school year. Are we still going to be on an extended day at the high school? Yeah, we are. However, based on the numbers, we can do the 16-17 school year. Going beyond that, without something else, it's going to be very difficult to house the students at the high school.
The district is holding their next community forum on October 15th at the Moses Lake High School Library. In Moses Lake, Devin Higgins for iFIBER 1 News.
Now we take a look at people being sought by law enforcement.
This is Sheriff Tom Jones with the Grant County Sheriff's Office. Each of the people you see here have a warrant for their arrest. If you see any of these people, we ask you do not attempt to detain or apprehend them, but call us at 509-762-1160 or send us an email at primetips@co.grant.wa.us. If the person is presenting a danger, call 911. With your help, we can bring these people to justice and make our community safer.
We'll be back right after this.
My name is Kat Sanderson, Managing Broker for Pillar Rock Realty Group. We love the Columbia Basin because it's our home, and we want to give back to our community by kicking off our Pay It Forward campaign. If you buy or list with us, we will donate 1% of our total proceeds to a local charity of your choice and in your name. Call us today at 754-4444 or visit pillarrockrealty.com because we are your local real estate experts.
This weather segment's brought to you by Barry Motors, one great place to buy and service a car. I'm meteorologist Mike Sines with a look at your weather headlines. We are going to see much more milder and drier conditions up into Thursday. Chilly mornings, lows are going to be chillier Tuesday through Thursday, and rain chances by the time the weekend rolls around. Here's a look at your almanac for us here in Ephrata. We reached a low this morning right around 63, nothing in the way of precip. The sun will set for us at 6:58. Record high was set back in 1967 of 94 degrees, and the record low back in 1996 of 39. For our friends in Moses Lake, they reached a low of right around 60. The record high was set back for them and back in 1967 of 92. The record low back in 1983 of 38 degrees. The sun will set for our friends in Moses Lake right around 6:51, and nothing in the way of precip. Right outside your door right now, we are seeing sunny skies, 74 degrees. Nice night out there. We're going to see clear skies. And as we take a look at our Futurecast model, showing those clear skies are going to stick around with us. We will still have various periods of where we could see a few lingering clouds as they kind of come in off of the shore. They're going to hug the coastline. Really, nothing in the way of real big precipitation chances to talk about as we continue to see clear skies all the way from Tuesday into the AM hours. If you go up to the Canada area, maybe a few showers, very, very up there into the mountain regions. Vancouver 62 and sunny, and as well as Long Beach 66. Broken clouds there. And towards Yakima, broken clouds, 79. Inland Northwest, seeing temperatures right around the mid-70s. Gorgeous conditions out there for your Tuesday. And as we take a look closer in to the inland, to the Columbia Basin rather, we're going to see 77 in Ephrata, 76 out towards Moses Lake. Take a look at Bridgeport, 77 with sunny skies. Throughout the day, we're going to see sunny skies, broken clouds. It's going to be a great day. Temperatures ranging right around the 70s. And mornings are going to be cool too. As we take a look here, we're going to see 75 in towards portions of Wilson Creek. 76 degrees. Here's a look at your 7-day outlook. Fall starts Wednesday, and that's when we're going to see a warm-up in the way of temperatures, and we're going to see clouds really start to thicken by the time we get into Thursday. Chances of rain and showers come in Saturday, only a 30% chance, and then cooler temperatures by the time Sunday and Monday roll around as well.
Paying your Grant PUD bill with ePay is like getting free cuts in line. You pay when you want, how you want. Get free cuts in line with Grant PUD ePay. Visit grantpud.org.
Oh, dude, I'm just in the theater. It's totally cool.
Ah.
Well, there was a full slate of Basin High School football games going on Friday night, and we begin our coverage with a lopsided game between the Quincy Jacks and Prosser Mustangs. Sean Wells has the story.
Tanner Bolt threw for 5 touchdown passes and 254 yards as the Prosser Mustangs took down the Quincy Jacks at JC Field. Prosser had everything clicking on offense while the Jacks struggled to keep a positive drive going. Tanner Bolt hooked up with receiver Javier Diaz for a 35-yard score, putting the Mustangs up 7-0. A big interception by Michael Kerning set up another Mustang touchdown. This time it was Case and Blair putting Prosser up 14-0. Michael Kerning made big plays on both offense and defense. Check out this 19-yard run for a touchdown.
Nice job of pinning him in. He's reversing his field. He's going to go in for the score, Sean. Wow. Kernan
Michael Kernan, what a run, little miss. The Mustangs would score 28 points in the second quarter, putting them on top 42-0 at halftime. Kason Blair had 5 catches for 87 yards and 2 touchdowns, including this 50-yard reception.
Close. Nice little fake and a pass. That one could go for 6, and does.
The Jacks held Prosser to just 13 points in the second half with a couple big defensive turnovers in the red zone. But the Mustang defense held Quincy to just 75 yards of offense as they knocked off the Jacks 55-0. The Mustangs are at home this Friday against Grandview, while Quincy travels to Ephrata for the Battle of the Basin. iFIBER 1 News, Sean Wells.
That's going to go for a pick 6.
The Moses Lake Chiefs nearly pulled off a huge upset on the road at Coeur d'Alene, but ended up dropping the game 17-14. The Vikings got on the board first on a second quarter pitch and catch from Colson Yankoff to Cole Ramsmeyer. Moses Lake responded with a 73-yard bomb from Wes Harrington to Isaiah Thomas. The 2-point attempt failed and the Chiefs trailed 8-6. The Vikings completed a screen pass on 4th and goal with 43 seconds left in the half. The 2-point conversion failed and Coeur d'Alene led 14-6 at the break. Henry Wassaw's 22-yard TD reception and a 2-point conversion by Harrington opened fourth quarter scoring and knotted the game 14-all. Griffin Lee's 27-yard field goal with 4 minutes left gave the Vikings the lead. Moses Lake was driving for the go-ahead score, but Harrington was picked off at the goal line, and Coeur d'Alene escaped with the win. Ephrata dropped a close 24-21 slugfest to the Red Devils in East Valley. An 18-yard strike from Quint Ostrowski to Tyler Lutz gave the Tigers the early lead. The Red Devils closed the gap to 7-3 on a 36-yard Nat Morrow field goal. A 65-yard run by Jeremy Bay lifted East Valley to a 7-10 halftime lead. The Red Devils pushed the score to 17-7 on a 49-yard TD pass from Lucas Juarez to Cody Tasker. Back-to-back scores from Lutz and Jacob Oxos put the Tigers up 21-17 with 5 minutes to go. A late 1-yard Juarez run sealed it for East Valley. Well, it took them a full 4 quarters to do it, but the Knights were able to hold off Connell 27-20 in Royal City.
Royal got on the board first when Caden Jenks connected up with Jose Ponce on a 17-yard bubble screen. Parker McCary's 8-yard scamper and a successful 2-point conversion put Connell up top 8-6 and rounded out first quarter scoring. 2 Jenks TD passes to Sam Christensen, sandwiched between an Eagles field goal, gave Royal a 19-10 lead at the break. An 11-yard third quarter run by Brian Hawkins closed the gap to 19-17. Connell regained the lead 2019 on a 36-yard field goal to open fourth quarter scoring. A critical late pass interference call on the Eagles opened the door for a 1-yard run by Joe Lang. Sawyer Strickland's 2-point conversion pushed the final tally to 27-20 Royal. Jenks knew the Knights were in for a tough test and was happy with the way his team responded to the challenge.
No, they're a great team. They did really good work, all of them. Quarterback, receiver, lineman, they all came hard. I'm really proud of our team. We worked really hard at the end and dug deep and came up with it.
Big Bend Volleyball took 2 of 4 matches at the Everett Crossover Tournament this past weekend. The Lady Vikings host Spokane Wednesday evening at 6. We'll be back after this short break.
You don't have to drive to Seattle for exceptional cancer care. Confluence Health's cancer program delivers world-class care close to home. We have a highly experienced oncology team in a state-of-the-art facility, and we're a member of the Seattle Cancer Care Alliance, which gives our patients access to world-renowned therapies developed at Fred Hutchinson, the University of Washington Medicine, and Seattle Children's. Together with the SCCA, we're delivering world-class cancer care close to home.
Our spotlight story tonight is about Royal High School's football program and what one family has done for the program. Reporter Devin Higgins has the story.
About 2,000 people call Royal City home. There's no downtown sprawl or lavish nightlight scene. There isn't even a stoplight around for 30 miles. Perhaps its biggest attraction, though, is its high school and an athletic program which has seen its share of success over the past 40 years. Most recently, that success has gone to Royal City's football program, which has been a perennial power in the Division 1A South Central Athletic Conference for the past decade. At the heart of the Knights is head coach Wiley Allred, who's led the program since 1999, and for him, football remains a family affair. Wiley's wife Maria has been in charge of filming each game for the past 18 years, and their son Dexter has returned to the team he played for as an assistant coach. Allred said while he didn't plan on having his family be so involved in the program when he started, it's paid dividends in the long run.
Well, I always know where my film person's going to be on Friday nights, but it's nice. Obviously, you want to include family on as much of what you do as you possibly can. And we've had all our daughters helping with stats when they've come through high school, and Dexter's come back to the farm, and then we've made time to help so he can help coach, and he helps with running backs, linebackers, and helps coach the freshman team.
Maria also helps out with the Booster Club, and with all 5 of her children having attended Royal, she always planned on being involved in their activities. Filming football games, however, came about unexpectedly.
Well, the woman that filmed before me, her husband got sick and was in the hospital, and so she couldn't come, and they had a dad do the first game, and it wasn't a very good film, I guess. He had a lot of the side stuff on there, and so he asked if I would give it a try, and I did, and yeah, I said I was going to retire when our youngest graduated, but this is my second season since, and I'm still doing it.
For Wiley, having people close to home he can talk to about football helps, but he says he also has the support of a strong team of other coaches around him.
Maria doesn't offer a lot in that area, which we kind of separate our duties, and that's probably works better. And Dexter, yeah, I ask him a lot of things, especially with the freshman kids and the freshman team, and find out individually sometimes how they're doing and how certain kids reacted if I missed a freshman game that's away, and also even with the varsity. But we have other coaches as well, and we have a great staff, and I really value all their feedback. And so like Jeremy Scroggins was a head coach for 3 years at Grandview, and he could run this program, and Dan Oppelt's been a head coach before. So we have others along with Dexter that I get a lot of good feedback, and we work together well.
Dexter Allred says he's learned a lot working with his parents and seeing how their relationship has helped the team succeed. He also admitted which one has the edge when it comes to what happens on the gridiron.
Who knows more about football, your mom or your dad?
No contest.
I think my dad. Mom tries to, but sometimes she'll put her opinion in, but not too often. Dad tends to know best when it comes to the football team.
In Royal City, Devin Higgins for iFIBER 1 News.
We'll be right back after this.
Quincy Foods, LLC, a subsidiary of Norpac Foods, is seeking motivated individuals to fill the positions of general laborer for their corn harvest season. They have full-time seasonal openings, must be 18 years old and older, willing to work swing shift. Great people to work for in a challenging food processing environment. Apply at 222 Columbia Way in Quincy between 8 and 5 p.m. Monday through Friday, or online through WorkSource. Quincy Foods is an equal opportunity employer.
Welcome back. A burglary suspect allegedly left his cell phone with a collection of items he stole from a Moses Lake home. Prosecutors charged Carlos Silva Jr., a 19-year-old Moses Lake resident in Grant County Superior Court, with residential burglary and theft. Esteban Garza, a 29-year-old Moses Lake man, is charged with possession of stolen property. The victim returned to her Evelyn Drive residence on September 12th to find all of her televisions, game systems, a laptop, and a knife collection were stolen. Silva allegedly took off a kitchen window screen and entered the home through the unlocked window. Officers allegedly discovered a bag with 2 cell phones and other items. Most of the items, except for one of the cell phones, belonged to the victim. Silva's Facebook page account was allegedly set up on the cell phone. Hundreds of people participated in the annual Walk to End Alzheimer's in Moses Lake on Saturday, where more than $30,000 was raised to support the Alzheimer's Association. Reporter Cameron Probert has the story.
More than 300 people gathered Saturday morning to support research for a cure for Alzheimer's disease and to support people suffering with dementia. The second annual Walk to End Alzheimer's attracted young and old to Yonezawa Park for a 3-mile walk. The participants raised about $36,000 for the Alzheimer's Association. Joe Loiacano, the association's regional director, said the association surpassed its goal for the walk by $11,000.
So we are on a steady increase for the Columbia Basin Walk, and we're just really thrilled. This very much helps with the fight against Alzheimer's. Because in the state of Washington, Alzheimer's disease is the third leading cause of death among adults. We have over 100,000 people in the state of Washington just with Alzheimer's. That doesn't count the other types of dementia.
Money raised allows the association to have a full-time employee serving the Columbia Basin. For iFIBER 1 News, this is Cameron Probert reporting.
A Moses Lake man was injured after driving off an Interstate 90 and down a 25-foot embankment about 10 miles east of Moses Lake. Stephen Cowdrick, a 52-year-old man, was driving a 2006 GMC Schwann's delivery truck west on I-90 late Thursday night when the truck went off the road and through the cable barrier. According to Washington State Patrol, the truck went down a gravel median, struck the end of a guardrail, and continued over a 25-foot embankment, coming to rest in a swamp. Cowdrick was taken to Samaritan Hospital in Moses Lake for his injuries. The cause of the crash is under investigation. In Northwest news, a Tacoma woman says her 5-year-old granddaughter was discriminated against because of what she wore to school on Seahawks Blue Friday. KCPQ's Alexandra Lewis has the story.
Who's the best football player in all the land?
Peyton Manning.
Well, that's debatable, but for this Edison Elementary kindergartner, nothing beats her Broncos.
Come over here.
So on Blue Friday, the wardrobe choice was obvious.
Rules at school are that they can wear whatever team that they want to.
But Fawn Allen says this Friday her granddaughter's teacher tried to twist school rules.
Her teacher happens to be an avid Seahawks fan, so she called her aside and told her that she was not allowed to wear her Bronco dress. That if she didn't have a Seahawks shirt, that she had to wear her uniform.
Fawn says when she met her granddaughter for lunch, her spirits were broken.
She walked up to me and I knew something was wrong, and she just kind of put her head down and she's like, I can't wear my Bronco dress. And I said, that's not okay.
Fawn says she immediately marched to the principal's office.
My grandkids are my heart. We entrust her to this teacher every day, to teach her, to protect her, to build up her self-esteem, not tear her down because of a football game.
A Tacoma School District spokesperson says it wasn't clear what the teacher said to her student about the dress, releasing the statement. The teacher didn't understand the full scope of what Blue Friday means and sought clarification from the principal. He goes on to say Blue Friday means all teachers and students can wear gear from whatever team they want. For this family, Blue Friday doesn't only mean Seahawk blue.
Said, what are you wearing next week? And I said, Bronco gear. That's what she's going to continue to wear because the rules state that they can represent any team they want to. She said, except the 49ers, but.
That's going to do it for us here at iFIBER 1 News. We want to thank you for watching, and we'll see you again tomorrow.